Struth, listen to that radio chatter, mate. That's not a bloke having a bad day at the office. That's a 3-time Supercars champion, a man who turned Chicago Street into his personal playground, sounding like he's driving a shopping trolley with a flat tire. Daytona 526. Shane van Gisbergen led laps in the Great American Race. He had the field on a string. And then 30th, 1 lap down, caught in the big one like a bloody amateur. Fair dinkum. Something stinks at Trackhouse Racing, and tonight on NASCAR Nation Decoded, we're putting the boot in. Because the data, the lap times, the pit stops, the equipment allocation, it's all pointing in one direction. They are trying to bury the Kiwi Legend. Stick with me till the end, because what I found in the number 97 garage logs, it'll make your blood boil. Let's get this straight. On a road course, SVG is a god. 6 wins in his first 47 Cup starts. Sonoma pole in 2026. Watkins Glen presser still ringing in everyone's ears. The bloke could win the Glen blindfolded with one hand on the bottle. But the moment that car turns left and only left, it's like someone yanked the fuel cell out. Daytona wrecked. Talladega wrecked from 17th. Bristol invisible. Currently sitting 16th in points, 284 points behind the leader with 1 win all season, and that's the road course freebie at Sonoma. Now compare that to the rookie next door and ask yourself a very uncomfortable question. Why does the number 88 car keep getting the shiny toys? Here's where it gets spicy. Connor Zilisch, 19 years old, American Golden Boy, handpicked by Justin Marks, slotted into the number 88, Dale Earnhardt Jr.'s old number for his rookie Cup season. You don't hand a kid that number unless the entire marketing machine is built around him. Now look at the on-track numbers through 13 races in 2026. Zilisch, 0 wins, 0 top 5s, 0 top 10s, 32nd in points. SVG, the supposed oval struggler, 16th in points, 1 win, 1 pole. He's outperforming the rookie by a country mile on paper. So why does it feel like SVG is the one being treated like the second-string driver? Wait, it gets worse. Look at Oval Pit Road at Echo Park, Atlanta, where SVG ground out a career-best 6th. The number 97 crew was running stops in the high 10-second range, while the sister car was getting sub-10s on identical tire changes. At Talladega, SVG cycled out of his green flag stop 2 full positions further back than he entered, 2 positions on a super speedway where track position is everything. That's not bad luck, Cobber, that's a pattern. And the engine mapping? SVG himself told Sirius XM there's more speed to find. Before the number 97 can legitimately challenge on ovals, read between the lines, mate. A driver does not say that on the record unless he's already said it 10 times behind closed doors, and nobody's listening. Hold that thought, because the pit stop story is just the appetizer. The real smoking gun is buried in the engineering allocation, and I'll show you exactly where in 2 minutes. Let me ask you something. When Trackhouse signed the Red Bull mega deal for 2026, matte dark blue, the whole shebang, whose face was front and center at the launch, whose car got unveiled first, whose Daytona 500 debut got the primetime Justin Marks Instagram reel. It wasn't the Kiwi who's actually winning races for them, it was the rookie with 0 top 10s. This is the part Trackhouse doesn't want you to think about. NASCAR is an American sport. American sponsors, American TV deals, American demographics, and the brutal truth is this. A 19-year-old kid from North Carolina sells more die-cast in Charlotte than a 37-year-old bloke from Auckland ever will, even if the Auckland bloke is twice the racer. So when the engineering hours get divvied up on a Wednesday afternoon at the Trackhouse shop in Concord, who do you reckon the simulator time goes to? Who gets the fresh build motor for Bristol? Who gets the hand-me-down setup sheet from last spring? I'm not saying it, I'm asking it, but the numbers, they're screaming it. And here's the curiosity gap I promised. There's a specific Hendrick Motorsports development we'll get to in about 3 minutes that suggests SVG already knows what's happening. He's already plotting his exit. But first, let's get forensic. 3 smoking guns. Pay attention. Smoking gun number 1, the oval trajectory. In 2025, SVG's average finish across the first 10 oval races was a horror show 29.6. Across the last 10, it dropped to 22.3. That's a 7-position improvement. The bloke was learning, adapting, getting faster. Then 2026 rolls around. He gets a new car number, a new crew chief dynamic, a new teammate, getting all the engineering love. And suddenly he's wrecking out of Daytona and Talladega from competitive positions. Coincidence? Struth. Smoking gun number 2, the Talladega telemetry. At Dega in the spring, SVG was running 17th and in position for stage points the car was handling. Then mid-run, the balance went off a cliff. Ryan Preece, a part-timer, mind you, wins the race in equipment objectively inferior to a Trackhouse Chevy. SVG ends up collected in the wreck. Now, super speedway crashes happen, fair enough. But when your teammate's car suddenly has a different aero package showing up in the post-race tech inspection sheets, you start asking questions. Smoking gun. Number 3, the Bristol Silence. Have a squiz at the short track data. SVG, 14th at Martinsville. Quietly improving. Zilisch nowhere near the top 20 on short tracks, yet who gets the post-race PR push? Who gets the future of the sport headlines on NASCAR.com? It gets worse, mate. The number 97 team reportedly didn't even get the updated bump stop package that the number 88 ran at the Echo Park Spring Race. Same team, same shop, different parts bin. Tell me that's not putting the boot into your own driver. Hang on. The Hendrick bombshell is next. Right. Here's where it gets juicy. Hendrick Motorsports just promoted Corey Day. Big news in the silly season chatter. But buried under that headline, whispers, and I mean whispers from Jordan Bianchi-level insiders, that Trackhouse itself is sniffing around switching manufacturers. Reports out of Concord suggest Trackhouse believes it's impossible to succeed under the current Chevy alliance because Hendrick gets every scrap of the good gear first. Now think about that from SVG's chair. If your own team principal is telling sponsors, we can't beat Hendrick with this equipment, what's he telling his Kiwi driver behind closed doors? Probably the same thing. And what does a 3-time Supercars champion, a man who walked away from a guaranteed triple 8 seat to chase this NASCAR dream, do when he hears that? He starts taking phone calls from Rick Hendrick, from Joe Gibbs, from anyone with a fast cup car and an empty seat. Down here in New Zealand on the NASCAR subreddits, the rumor mill has been spinning for months that SVG's seat at Trackhouse is shakier than a Christchurch veranda. Sponsorship pressure, number reshuffles, remember? They took the 88 off him and gave it to the rookie. That's not a promotion, Cobber. That's a demotion dressed up in a press release. And here's the kicker I've been holding back. Shane van Gisbergen has won more cup races in his first 47 starts than Kyle Larson did in his. Let that sit for a tick. More than Larson, the bloke Hendrick paid an absolute fortune to keep, and yet Trackhouse is treating him like the spare wheel in the back of the ute. And this is a fair dinkum IFSVG bails on Trackhouse at the end of 2026 for a Hendrick-aligned ride, or even back to a Cowlig-style Chevy program with proper engineering attention, the entire Trackhouse Project 91 mythology collapses. Justin Marks built his brand on giving international stars a real shot. Right now, the data says he's giving the international star last week's leftovers while the American rookie eats the steak. So here's the question, and I want every single Aussie and Kiwi watching this to answer in the comments. Is Trackhouse Racing actively sabotaging Shane van Gisbergen's oval program to protect Connor Zilisch's rookie campaign? Or is SVG just not good enough on ovals yet? Type sabotage if you reckon the technical evidence stacks up. Type growing pains if you think he just needs more reps. And type Hendrick if you reckon the Kiwis already got one foot out the door. Smash that subscribe button if you want the full Hendrick to SVG insider breakdown next week. I've got a source in Charlotte who's been feeding me belters. And remember, on this channel, we don't do the corporate press release nonsense. We decode what NASCAR doesn't want you to see. The Kiwi Legend isn't broken. He's being held back, and the moment he breaks free, Struth, the whole bloody paddock better look out. This has been NASCAR Nation Decoded. Keep it sideways.